folks.
Oh, sorry.
Hello.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Tommy Steele, and this is our film, Welcome to the FMW.
Or Film and Media Workshop.
Alright,
And let me reassure you real quick that this is not a documentary, but more of a narrative recreation of a week here at the Film and Media Workshop.
okay. Well, our theme is a collaboration and compromise. And in the film, our main character, Rick, is going to give us a tour around the workshop. It's one of the main characters.
And as he said, there are three, let me rephrase that, there are three main characters led by their program manager, Elizabeth. And the three main characters are Jason, who is a serious writer, Rick, who is an experienced producer, and Chloe, who is a first-time director.
And they are all led by our producer, Elizabeth.
Program manager.
Yeah.
And in this film, the conflict begins during the production meeting.
Mm-hmm.
What they're shooting is a kind of, here at the workshop, they're shooting a little short film about cops chasing a criminal.
And in our film, it shows some behind the scenes on how our students are working on the film.
And it starts out that that Chloe has written some additional information into Jason's story, but Jason doesn't take it over too well, shall we say. And Rick, as a producer, steps in and finds compromise to have those two work collaboratively.
Mm-hmm. And so our leader, Elizabeth, she just works it out with the three main characters, and so they start to agree.
Now, as far as props go, we have almost everything we need, except for one thing, which is a police officer's uniform.
And we have a $200 budget for craft services and yeah.
And also possible equipment for rentals, and police uniforms for rentals. And this film will be shot for about 4 days,
4 days,
give or take.
Mm-hmm.
That's all, folks.
So, there's, that's all. Pitch to ask questions or anything?
Sure.
Yeah, so why don't you
I bet Joey will have questions to ask.
stay up there, I'll ask you some questions.
You could have said that earlier before we got here.
It sounds like I hear 3 characters, but are those the only 4 characters? Are those the only people in the film, or are those the only 3 students?
No.
Well, no, we do need some extras so that it can make sense and they can see the whole crew.
Those 4 that we mentioned are just the main characters.
Okay. Great. I had another question, but I don't remember. So that's all. Thank you very much.
All right, well, let's begin. I'm Matthew Clark,
And I'm Anthony Rosado.
and we're here to explain to you our independent short, The Unexplainable. Quick plot synopsis. It's a man on the run from the authorities. His name is Eddie. He is running from the FBI. They're trying to capture him for some whatever reason, he finds this girl that he really likes named Lily. He can't read her mind. He can to everyone else, but not to her, and he tries to figure out why, basically.
Okay, so our film begins with Eddie running away from a helicopter for whatever reason. Then we go to this morning where Eddie hitchhikes a ride down a desolate road. And then we go toward the evening where he gets dropped off and he goes to a coffee shop. And then he orders some coffee and he goes sit down to a table to wait for it. Then he starts to read everyone's minds at the same time. That's right. Turns out he can read minds. Then he sees Lily and he thinks she's beautiful. But the thing is, he cannot read her mind. Then he notices she has a puzzle piece necklace around her. And also intrigues him, Eddie, about not reading her mind. And this is an icebreaker, and he goes up to her. And as they talk, he shows that he has a tattoo of the puzzle piece, which represents his sister who had autism. And as they talk, he gets called for his coffee, and he goes up to get his coffee, and he didn't notice that Lily was leaving. As Lily walks out the door, she talks into a walkie-talkie and says, "Subject is in the coffee shop." Yep, and Eddie noticed that she left and walks out the door to find her. She gets out the shop and looks around and can't find her. And then it has some helicopter sounds fade up, and then Eddie looks up and spotlights on him, which ties into the beginning of the film. And that's the film.
So, we're gonna be shooting this on a 3 to 4 day shoot, basically, is what we're planning. And, it'll be on 4 different locations within a mile from here, so, yes. And, we're gonna have 6 characters in our film, including obviously our main characters, Eddie and Lily. Lily, who is the FBI agent, and Eddie, who is our main character running from the helicopter. And there will be one stunt with Eddie where he trips over a trash can and gets coffee spilled in his face. That'll be our one stunt for the film. And we're gonna have a budget of about $530, $300 for the food, $30 for the props, and $200 for emergency funds. Thank you.
Why he's running away, or why he's running away?
Yes, we do find out. Within the end, we will have an explanation for it.
Okay.
Yes, we don't want to spoil it right now, obviously, but when we finished writing it and it's all put together, there will be an explanation for why he's running from authorities.
Okay.
Yes.
What was the total budget amount again?
$530.
Okay. Thanks.
Of course.
Hello, my name is Billups. Hello, my name is Billups,
And I'm Archie Kabibi.
and here we're going to talk about our film that we'd like to present to you.
It's called Separated.
Alright. Our story starts off with a man on the verge of buying more clothes to fit in. On the verge of buying more clothes to fit in, a noise-averse autistic man who lies about his disability is invited to a dance recital by a neighbor girl that he has a crush on. But when the show turns into a tap dancing performance, the noise sends him into a full-on meltdown. He must learn to be honest about his autism before he loses the one relationship he cares about the most, and before he isolates himself even further.
So, Randall is a young autistic man in his 20s who lives in an apartment, and he works at home painting model houses. He wants to fit in with the neurotypical people since he doesn't accept himself. In the apartment across the street lives a young man named Mandy. Mandy is a dancer, and they can see each other from the windows. Randall wants to see her dance, but certain obstructions prevent him from doing so. He also keeps a binder with photographs and scripts to help him fit in and know how to behave like neurotypical people. The one place he is comfortable is at a park where he feeds the ducks with bread. One day, Randall runs into Mandy on the street and she gives him a flyer for a dance recital. Randall attends the recital at the theater that night, and everything is fine until he finds out that Mandy is a tap dancer. As a result, the tapping noises freak him out, causing him to run home. This gets worse as the noises around him cause a sensory overload. When he returns home, Randall sees the light in Mandy's apartment being turned on, and they realize they can see each other. Randall then paints on the window, saying he's sorry, and explains that he's autistic. In the end, Mandy smiles and forgives him, and Mandy then dances for Randall. Because of the distance, he can watch in peace without any grating tapping noises.
Now, our film incorporates several themes which are self-acceptance, separation, and connections. At the beginning of the movie, what he really wants to do is to see what he really wants is to see her dance. What he thinks he wants is to fit in. What he truly needs is self-acceptance, which is for him to accept his disability. What he learns over the course of the movie is facing his fear of being different, accepting his disability, and admitting he's autistic. And because of this, he gets what he truly wants, which is to see her dance.
So this film is gonna be for a 4-day shoot with 5 to 6 locations, and we have a projected budget of $2,000, which includes craft services. The film will involve 21 to 61 people, 2 of which are the main characters, Randall and Mandy.
Well, for now, I believe that will be it.
You said $2,000 budget, and some of it is obviously on craft services, but what else might you be spending it on?
The model house, we also have the location clearances, including Randall and Mandy's apartments. We also would want permission for filming at the recital hall, interiors and exteriors, and the autism group hangout, where it would take place. We also have other props, including a binder with pictures and scripts on how to fit in, a loaf of bread, a small pad to write the notes in, a flyer for the dance recital, pen and pencil, sign for autism group, different clothes, tap shoes. It has paint canvas, easel, and labels for clothes.
Okay, and also a park. You said 21 to 50.
21 to 61 people. Actually, it was with two main characters. Six of them are supporting characters. The rest are basically extras.
Okay. That's quite a difference between 21 and 59.
Well, we figure at the dance recital, you could have 10 people there, or you could have
Yeah.
30 people there.
Okay, thank you very much.